Hello everyone, welcome back for day 5 in our lesson on unwavering faith. We left off yesterday talking a little bit about having a clear conscience, as part of this unwavering faith. And it requires having a good conscience, knowing that we stood up and we did the right thing, knowing that we didn't bend when we shouldn't have, knowing that we didn't bow to the wishes of the enemy when we shouldn't have, knowing that we are on the right track with God and that we are standing for what He has taught us to believe, what He has given us to believe. So moving forward, that sincere faith requires and comes from an honest heart. John the Baptist faced his greatest trial as he sat in jail. He heard reports of the ministry of Jesus. John had paved the way for Jesus' ministry to prosper. John was the forerunner. He had fulfilled his mission by decreasing so that Jesus could increase. But then John's humanity kicked in as he sat on death row. Maybe he wondered, is Jesus really the one? If so, why am I still in prison? The messengers who went to Jesus with questions from John were not rebuked. Instead, Jesus pointed them to the miracles and stated the words never before assigned to any other. For I say unto you, Luke 7:28, for I say unto you, among those who are born of women, there is not a greater prophet than John the Baptist. The Lord honored John for his honest question. Unwavering faith is faith from an honest heart. Sometimes we may be faced with hopefully not the same circumstances, but maybe a little bit in our own lives where we say, Jesus, I've done what you've asked me to do. I've paved the way essentially in my community for the gospel. I've done what you've asked me to do. I've stood up for the truth. I've not bowed when I shouldn't have. I have decreased as you have increased. Why am I here? Am I doing something wrong? And we'll get to those places sometimes where we may question God in that sense and say, okay, even to the point of God, I'm sharing this gospel and I'm sharing all these things that you have done, but yet I sit here in the consequences and it seems like it doesn't make sense. And if we have an honest heart before God and we don't come before Him in a rebellious or with like a bad attitude, but we come to Him in an honest heart and say, God, I don't understand. He will speak to us. He will show us the importance of what we have done. The scripture that we read, Luke 7:28, among those that are born of women, there is not any greater prophet than John the Baptist. This is what the messengers from John received when they came to Jesus with a question from John. When they came to Jesus with a question from John, essentially asking, if you are the Messiah, why am I in prison? But they were sent back to encourage John and to give him maybe that last piece of encouragement that would get him through. To say, this is why I'm here. This is why you have done what you have done. This is why, yes, unfortunately, you are where you are, but it's because of the gospel. It's because of the importance and the unwavering faith that you have had. Faith in jail brings a Savior. Unwavering faith while facing certain death brings the glory of God. Faith in the middle of uncertain times brings the certainty of God's hand. It's obvious that we live in uncertain times right now, that COVID-19 has shaken our world and that, the recent events that have happened have shaken the world and there are protests going on all over the place and everything just seems so uncertain. No one is sure of anything anymore. And it is now more important than ever that we have unwavering faith. That is what's going to give us certainty in our homes, in our lives. That is what's going to give us peace and hope. Even though the world may be crumbling around us, that is what the world really needs. And now more than ever before, we should not be ashamed of the gospel of Christ. We should not be ashamed to stand up and proclaim that yes, that was wrong. Yes, that is wrong. But the answer is not this. The answer is not that. The answer is Jesus Christ. He is the one that can give you hope. He is the one that can give you peace. If you're watching this lesson today and you don't know Jesus, you don't know the peace of Jesus, if you're watching this lesson and you have uncertainty in your life and you maybe don't understand, but you're looking for hope, you're looking for peace, I'm here to tell you that Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. And I hope that you will join us for our service on Sunday and that you will be encouraged to know that Jesus is God and that He will help us and strengthen us in our unwavering faith. I hope that you all have enjoyed this lesson and that you have a great rest of the weekend. God bless.